17 years later, same business, multi-million-dollar business, teaching, training. So we're going to talk about the fastest way to the cash in any business climate. So I'm going to ask you a question. How many of you have had times in your business that there was more cash going out than the cash coming in? I know you know what I'm talking about. I've been there. So today in my talk, I'm going to cover 3 strategies that you can implement right now to create and generate cash quickly and reliably in your business in any business climate. So why should you listen to me? Well, today I'm going to be not sharing theory, but wisdom, so that you can avoid all those landmines with a startup. If you're stuck or if you've been in business, I get it. So I can remember one day when I was in corporate America, it was really amazing. I was really great and I was getting promoted and all this great stuff was happening. And then one day, I don't know why, I just walked out to my backyard and I stood there and I said, this can't be it. I didn't come on this earth. I wasn't put on this earth to go to work every week, every day and get a paycheck. And at the end of the week, I'd live for the weekends to go do it again. There's got to be more. I knew that I had to change. For something to change, I had to change. So I walked back into my place and I went, okay, if I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm going to keep getting what I got. And then what's going to end up happening, all these years are going to go by. And for what? What difference did I make? What did I do in this world? So for me to change, I had to change things up. So what did I do? I started reading books. I started side hustles. It didn't turn out too good, by the way, but that was okay because I had the attitude that you can either win or learn. So I never look at anything as a failure. So I kept falling down. I got to tell you, I was falling down. I'd get back up. I'd fall down again because my want to was so strong. I found mentors. I went to events. I knew I had to get better. And I worked on me every day, all the time. I had affirmations going. I got better at my affirmations. I changed the wording. I got pretty good at them. Like, okay, things are going on, but I was still falling down. And I got to tell you, people were laughing at me. Oh, Diane, what are you doing? You got a great job. Stay there. You're doing awesome. And I knew I was meant for more, so I just kept going in spite of all that happening. And I remember after I fell down quite a bit, and I did, my friends, I was part of the NFL club. If you don't know what that is, no friends left, no family left. Nobody wanted to hear from me. What is she doing now? Because I was on a quest to be the best version of me. So I just kept going. So I started another business and okay, I'm going to do this one. And I did it for about 2 years. And so what ended up happening, all of a sudden, I should have seen the handwriting on the wall, but I didn't. And what ended up happening was, guess what? The credit card debt just soared. It was soaring like crazy. And I'm like, I don't even have any room on my credit cards. I needed to pivot. And I'm like, okay, so let's do something else. And so I did. And here's what I remember. I had to bootstrap this one. And this one turned out to be the most successful one. And here is where I am today. 17 years later, same business, multi-million-dollar business, teaching, training, helping people be the best version of themselves, me being the best version of myself. traveling the world. I've been on over brick and mortar, by the way, business, and traveling all over the world. I've been on like over 40 trips all over the world. I've helped others do the same. And so people see me now and they go, "Oh, Diane, I want to be just like you." And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if you wanted to be the Diane 17, 18, 19, 20 years ago that was fumbling. Are you willing to get back up? Every time you get knocked down, are you willing to get back up? What are you going to do when you hear those words, no, and no, and no, and more no's? So what I'm going to share with you right now are 3 strategies that you can do. And this will help you get to the fastest way to the cash in any business climate. So you guys ready? Let's go. All right. Number 1, unclog your pipes. And you're going, unclog your pipes, Diane? What the heck are you talking about? Yeah. What's stopping you? What are you telling yourself? What are those things? And I'll tell you what, here's how I realized this. One of my mentors at the time, I was having success and, not so successful. I don't like to use that word failure. I was up and I was down. And she said, Diane, let's do this. Let's get a timeline of what's going on for you. The times that you were really up and the times you were really down. Let's look at what was going on and what was happening. And I'm going to tell you, it was this big aha moment for me. And what was it? It was like, oh my goodness, it's me. I'm stopping me. It's my self-sabotage. I'm doing it. Because every time I got up, I went back there, up and it was me. It was the stories I was telling myself. What stories are you telling yourself? And so what ended up happening, here's what the stories are. I'm going to give you the stories that I was telling myself. So maybe it'll help you and maybe you have different stories, but I really want to share this with you. Okay, so the first thing I was telling myself is that I'm not smart enough. I don't have this big education. I have ADD so bad. It was so tough for me to read a book. I would cry in my room because I would read the book and I'm like, what the heck did I just read? So it was like, okay, but I remember, because I was going to all these events and I started crewing some events. I was really getting into it because I knew for me to get better, faster, I had to jump in and just do it. And so what ended up happening is I remembered Tony Robbins said, hey, I have a PhD. And I'm like, wait a minute. Because people, had that same feeling like, he had to reframe it for himself. And I'm like, he does? And he said on stage, I remember, yeah, I got a PhD in results. I said, that's me. That's my new mantra. I got a PhD in results. And I owned it. And I lived it and I did it every day. I'm like, okay, nope. And then I would start telling myself, this is a good one. When people would say I would do stuff and I go, oh, because I'm so smart. Because I'm so smart. And then all of a sudden people were telling me because she's so smart. And I'm like, this stuff really works. So then the second thing I was telling myself is I wasn't good enough. And so really number 1 helped number 2 a lot because not having that feeling now about myself changed everything. But I got to tell you, here's the biggest one. And this one really hit me hard. It was the way I thought about money. It wasn't right. And so what ended up happening was I thought money was the root of all evil. So when I get to that high number, right, I get up there, I go up down because, hey, I really want to make a difference in the world. I want to do good things. Okay. And then I'd go back down. What I did learn is I needed to reframe it to this: the love of money is the root of all evil. And how I reframed it is this: people that have money can do some really good things for this world. Think about it this way: how do wings get on hospitals, right? How do, there's people, churches, and everybody does mission trips. How do you think, and who do you think pays for those mission trips, right? And so I decided that I was going to take that on, that mantra for me. So what I want to ask you right now, action step for you to unclog your pipes. Here's what I'd love you to do. I'd love you to write down 3 things that are clogging your pipes. What are you telling yourself? And you say, well, I don't know, Diane. I don't have anything. It's there. I promise you, it's there. What you need to do is just kind of listen. When you're talking, it'll show up, and write it down. And then what you're going to do is then work on reframing that. Now, this sounds really foundational, but this is the fastest way to the cash, because you're going to unclog all that stuff so you can really go and do what you're meant to do. We got to go. We can't hold ourselves back. I'm on a mission every day. I am. So number 2, process. Clean it up. You're going, like, what are you talking about, Diane? What process? I don't know. Here's what I did. Remember, I said in the one business, my credit card debts were crazy high. Well, when that happens, guess what? So do the interest rates go up, and you don't realize it because you're paying the minimums, and you're wondering, like, the minimum, nothing's ever going down, right? So what you want to do is what I did is I cleaned everything up, and I do this once a year without fail, sometimes more, because here's what happens. I go through my credit card statements. I go through my bank statements. I go through my auto ships. I go through anything like my phone, if you have cable, internet. I go through everything, and I look at it. And here's what I do as I sort. Okay, is that going to help me build the business? No. Okay, I don't need that. That's not going to work. Okay, that one, yeah, I need that. That works. It helps my business. Okay, I need that. Oh, I thought I canceled that. How come that's still on there? Oop, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. And then keep the ones, right? And then you're going to go look at your auto ships. Do I need that one? I forgot I had that one. Okay, and then you're going to go look at what? Oh, your food bills and those Door Dashes, no offense, and your Uber Eats, and you're stopping for your coffees every day. Because people say, Diane, I just don't have cash to get started. I don't have any money. And then I'm going to say to you, how many times did you go out this week? How many times did you do this? How many times did that? The answer's there. And let me give you an example. I had this one lady, we talked about this, and we said, let's go through everything. I didn't do it. She did it. So she went back. I didn't hear from her for a couple of days. And I'm like, uh-oh, did she not do it or what? And so what ended up happening was she came back and she said, Diane, I'm so fired up. I found $3,000 a month for her business. So what did she do? I said, hey, wait, don't go buy a purse. You can do that later, or whatever you really think is awesome for you. Don't do that. Let's look at where we could put it in your business to help you grow your business, create more income, and then you'll have more money to do the things that you want. Make sense? And so that's what she did. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm just telling you things that I did that I think will help you do that. Here's one more thing I want to share with you. I hope you have a piece of paper. I'd love to have you write this down, because I think this would really help you big time, because I know it helped me, and I help a lot of people. And it's so simple, but it's so simple that it doesn't get done, baby. I don't know. So what I want you to do is take a piece of paper and put a letter T, a big T, and then I want you to do it. It's going to look like this. It's all it's going to look like. Yeah, here we go. It's going to be a T. You see it? And then here, you're going to put down the money that you want to make. What's your goal? Right? But over here, you're going to put all the things that you're willing to give up to make that happen. You know what some people say to me? I'm like, oh, Diane, I really don't want to give up that stuff. It could be you're talking on the phone too much. You're hanging out with your friends. You're watching too much TV. You're getting up late. You're busy being busy, not doing the right, whatever it is on that list. You know what it is. And so what's going to happen is you've got to make that decision of what you're willing to give up to go up. Does that make sense? So what are you willing to give up to go up to get that? Because here's what I realized. I could have, if I didn't have to give up this thing, all these things to make that money, I'd already be doing it. So I had to give things up. And I'll tell you what, I gave a lot of things up. And people said, you're crazy, Diane. But guess what? I get to live a great, beautiful life. I get to do the things I want to do. Because a lot of times when we're in business and we're in a job, we're not going to get the time freedom and financial freedom. If you have time freedom, but you don't have financial freedom, that's not so great, right? Because who wants to sit home and watch TV or watch cable all day long or whatever? But when you have financial freedom, now you have choices. So people say to me, well, Diane, I see people that are so busy, they have no time, even though they have financial freedom. That's probably their choice. Because guess what? With financial freedom, you can buy time. What does that mean? You can have things done for the things that you don't want to do, right? There's things on your list that you don't want to do every day, right? I don't do them because I do income producing activities, and I choose the things I choose to do are the things I choose to do because I have a choice, right? So now with this, you have a choice. So let's talk about number 3. Number 3 is get hungrier. Get hungrier. So hungry that you're willing to stay up late, get up early, and not be finished for the day until it's done. Whatever you want to get done, get it done. And I'll tell you what, a lot of times, people will say, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow never happens. I don't want you to be a wantapreneur. Yeah, always want. I want. To get to the entrepreneur side, you got to stop wanting to saying, I want, and do. And I love this quote. When I met Eric Thomas one time, I love him. And this quote he said just stuck with me my whole entire life. I mean, I listen to it all the time from the time I got it. He says, I'm going to read this to you. When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. And I go, okay, I got it. I'm going to do it. That's me. Here's my question for you. How hungry are you? So here's the action item. Write down between 1 and 10 how hungry you are. Is 10 being hungry, right? And we're going to be hearing from Les Brown later over the weekend. He's going to talk about that, I'm sure. He's the master at that. And so if it's not a 10, you got to figure out how you're going to get yourself to a 10 or a 10. Is it you have to either work on your why? Maybe it's not strong enough. Maybe your dreams aren't big enough. And you go, oh, that's okay. Don't settle. The cash is waiting for you. What I'm sharing with you really is the fastest way to the cash. So let's do this. Oh, wanted to remind you, I have an ebook that I'd like to gift you. It's valued at $9.95. It's a little ebook, but I don't want to say it's little. It's an awesome ebook because it talks about the 50 ways to inspire action and achieve your goals. And that's my gift for you today. And I'm going to give you my website. And then also, I'm going to provide you one person with, I'm going to raffle this. You're going to love it. I hope you'll love it. One person is going to get an hour of coaching with me, not with a bunch of people, just you and me, valued at $2,500. Because here, time is all we got. We cannot get that back. We can get money back. We can get everything back, but we can't get our time back. So hopefully you'll be that one. You can look what's on the screen or go to DianeSentMe.com. That's a little bit easier, DianeSentMe.com, or you could click the link right there. And let's recap what we were just talking about. Make sure, in case you came late, or if you said, I missed that, let's go through them, the three real quick for you right now. Number one, unclog your pipes. Unclog your pipes. Write the three things down that you're telling yourself. What are those stories? Reframe them. Get it done right away. You're gonna see changes. What I'm sharing with you right now can be a big game changer for you immediately by doing these simple things that I'm sharing with you. Okay. Number two, process. Clean it up. Do it now. Work on your T. Figure out what you're willing to give up there. Look at your credit cards. Look at everything. Dissect it. The cash will be there, I promise you, to build your business. I know it's there. And number three, get hungrier. Get hungrier. Do those things that you need to do to build your business. Don't forget, go to DianeSentMe.com, and we're going to be doing that raffle here in just a moment. And okay, here's the thing I want to share with you too. Lastly, your dreams just have to be bigger than your fears. What you want is there for you right now. You can get it. It's waiting for you. You're smart enough. You're good enough. Don't give up. Just keep going. Doesn't matter if anybody laughs at you. They laughed at me. All those people that laughed at me, now they just think I'm smart. Of course, this is what they say. Okay. They go, oh, I always knew you could do it. That's one of the funny things that happens. So what I will do, I'm going through here right now, and I'm going to pick a name of who is going to win that. Here we go. And the winner is Deborah Kocis. Deborah Kocis, Kocis. You win the 1 hour coaching session with me. I'm so excited. I've got your information right here, and I can't wait for us to get connected. And I'm saving it right now. I got it. So next thing, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your time, because I think that's the most precious gift you could give anyone, because time is something we cannot get back. I look at it now, and I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful. I want you to work on you. You're going to hear that from the speakers. You're going to hear that. Work on yourself every day. Let's make a difference in the world. Let's do great things. Thank you again. And oh, by the way, I'm Diane Lampe.